Sure. Yeah.
I don't think there's one of it.
Need to bring back senses too.
They got reading to do
I
today.
know, I was reading earlier. Yeah, Brenda.
He looked like this and guessed it most of the time.
Brown frame ones that are there. All right, let's call this council regular session to order. It's Wednesday, September 6th. Please join the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll go ahead and open it up for visitor comments. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less, and we'll listen and take notes of action if needed. Who would like to speak?
Hi.
Wow.
After making the decision whether or not I should resign, given what's going on with the school year, I'm, go back and forth, was the right decision, was it not? And I think it was the right decision. First week of school today, yeah, long day. Anyway, gonna be having some kids for a while longer, but anyway, so again, I did regret that. It was an honor serving with all of you and with the staff.
Your name for the record.
Yes, hi, Patrick Berkeley. St. Albans resident. Hi. I don't know you right now. So anyway, so I did want, so I'm not here for the whole meeting, just for the public comment, but I did, and I also was going to address this issue just by maybe email to you, but I thought since it did happen in public comment at one of my last meetings, that I should also come forth. So one of my last meetings, I was castigated by a person who thought that I was attacking our events coordinator by asking questions about the handling of cash that would potentially been collected at 13 Nights in the River. And at that time, the reason I made that question is I did that question is because I had recalled at a previous meeting where the contractor had said something to the fact that did not have to account for cash for cash transactions. So I thought it my responsibility, okay, to having heard that I needed to ask that. So I fulfilled my responsibility as a counselor, asking the questions. Okay, that was at the work session. At the evening session, I was accused of attacking and that the statements I made were actionable, that I could be, but that's how we know who that person is, prone to overblow comments, threatening, intimidating content, and to the practice of lawsuits here, lawsuits there. So anyway, it took me a while to go back and find so I just like to refer everybody to the work session of January 18th, 2023, during public comments at about 16 minutes and 50 seconds into the meeting, where there was another discussion about how cash was handled at Halloween Town. And this is the quote, it may not be exact, but our events contractor said, absolutely in my contract, it's not required that we tell you how much cash is coming in or out, but you could probably put that in your next contract if you want to. I refer you to the contract that currently, I believe, the current contract in existence. If you'd be looking at sections 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, and if I may just have a few more seconds in 4.3, it says the contractor shall discourage the use of cash payments at events and will be provided a square card that directly connects to bank accounts. Additionally, all cash income will be accounted for by a duplicate signature prior to depositing his cash receipt. Contractor will be provided a secured locked location where cash receipts may be held during weekend events. So anyway, so my interpretation of our contract is that what we had here is that all income related to our events, so parking was done both in cash but also online. So if the online payments were made and accounted for, why wouldn't the cash payments be? So maybe they have been, they don't know, but I just did want to correct that the reason I made the statement at the June meeting was based on something that was said here publicly at a January meeting. And I was just simply trying to follow through with my responsibility as a counselor to try to ensure fiscal responsibility. It's not an attack. And so it's not an attack on the contractor, and maybe a comment on how the city manages the contract. I don't know. But I was fully justified in asking those questions at that meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please feel free to come back, okay?
Yeah.
Happy to see you.
Any others or comments? We're gonna do one at a time though, okay?
Okay, we got it. We'll sit up here, we'll go one at a time. We'll stay within our time frame too. We were this last.
Appreciate it, thank you.
All right, for the record, my name is Jen Massey. I'm here as the president of AODBS, is a nonprofit organization here in Columbia County. So first of all, I want to address the city work today that I listened to. I'm sure I just botched up the name. But anyway, Major discussing being in swim lane, but also, I want to acknowledge President Chilton's comment about, being a liaison and acting to support. We need the entities, right? We need CCFR, we need a lot of those things to be successful. So I also agree that resources, and not in the form of a loan, that's a county thing in my opinion, but should be provided. I mean, we need people to be successful. I've just encouraged that to be at obviously arm's length and within legal counsel so that you guys don't end up in a situation where you're in part of that litigious situation, but we need them. And I mean, I spent last week on the phone with the state fire marshal's office a lot, asking questions, educating myself, because it's a whole nother world. That's a whole nother dynamic that I'm learning about, the way that there's inland and structural, the special districts is a very interesting thing, as well as the ambulance contract. I wasn't aware, and what I was told is that the county actually holds that, and if they do not fulfill that, they can actually be fined for not having the services. And that's what I was told. Don't know if it's accurate, but again, I'm educating myself, so I'd love to learn more about that, especially after the comment was made about Commissioner Magruder saying, I think it was no way in hell that I would agree to that. That was disappointing, not surprised, because that seems to be the MO. But there may be an issue there if they're contractually required. So I'm looking forward to having more knowledge and learning, if you guys go through this, like what you guys learned as well. Hopefully they'll get their things together at CCFR, so it's not an issue. Saying the thing about the CCFR, just to make you guys aware that on the police side of things, I'm sure Brandon, you're aware, and many of you, that the police are actually the ones that respond to the calls for medical services almost 90% of the time. I don't have a hard fast statistic for that, but that is pretty much the general consensus. They get there, they're the ones that are out on the roads, they're the ones that do the life-saving preventive measures. Usually they're doing CPR for quite a while before the EMS gets there. So we also, while we're focused on CCFR, come back to the St. Helens Police. That's an imminent issue here, right? We've talked about it. It seems like this should be a common thing, every single meeting, like it being addressed, right? Because we are in an imminent issue on not having 24-hour coverage. We're on an imminent issue of people on 2024 doing a mass exodus for retirement. Like, we're going to be left without. And why I realized that our sheriff, he made a parent, promise to voters for 24-hour coverage. If he made a vote or a promise for poaching, he'd be like getting a gold medal right now, right? But the reality is that we haven't been able to get any kind of answer of when they're going to have 24 hours coverage, even though they did have enough already. And my question to the city council is, are you prepared if in fact an incident happens, because we're one away of not having 24-hour coverage, who are we going to call? That's pretty tough to agree on.
Well, real close.
I don't know.
Maybe a little leeway there.
I know. I'm looking forward to an answer to that, though. It's better to be prepared than not. It can happen tomorrow.
I'm St. Pierre, St. Helens. So yeah, back to it. We're, 10 patrol officers, 3 patrol sergeants, 1 investigative administrative sergeant, 2 detectives, and 2 admin. If we have 6 people leaving next 2 years, we're in trouble. It takes a year for those people to get through. What's going to happen? We're one person away from 1 injury before we don't have 24/7 coverage here. We could have slip and a fall tomorrow and we won't have enough people because of collective bargaining agreement of 2 people on a shift to be able to provide 24/7 coverage. So that's something we really need to look into. Just this last week in the, local newspaper, whatever, September 3rd, 562 fentanyl pills got taken off the street by St. Helens PD. September 5th, after, picked up somebody up on a warrant for rape 1 right here in the city, like September 2nd, sexual activity with an underage female in the park. If we're gonna lose that, when we lose these officers here in a couple of, next year. Ms. Walsh, Councilman Walsh, we put in a FOIA request for the St. Helens budget. We want to have some information. We want to go through that. We want to be informed before we have a conversation. We still do want to have a sit down with you. There's a way we think we can find some money to find some additional officers, but we want to go and inform. We don't just go and shoot from the hip. We'd like to have information before we go in there. I put in a simple email to the county commissioners. I said, hey, can you guys give me an idea of, what the percentage of our budget goes to, public safety without all the special levies, without all the special assessments, without all that. They came back and told me I needed to put in a FOIA request. I mean, a simple percentage. My thing is I want to know what it is now versus what it was 25 years ago. Simple percentage. Shouldn't be that difficult. I wouldn't think. But, of course, they want me to put in a FOIA request and it'll take 6 weeks to get it or whatever it is. But, I really think the policing is a big thing. I think we need to really look at that. We're, 1 officer away from not having 24/7 coverage. And we all know that we still haven't got an answer from Sheriff Pixley. You've seen the email I sent. I still haven't got an answer. It has been 8 months, 7 months. So it'll be, I'd still like that answer at some point, but he won't reply to any emails. Well,
A FOIA request,
since
I can't talk.
oh,
Yeah, that will provide them.
yeah. Oh, and we put in FOIA requests for a lot of stuff. You guys have seen enough of them. Any person in the public who wants to see what we put, we get whatever information, we're gonna provide that. We don't think that it should be held up like, oh my gosh, we need a FOIA request for this, for that. It's I asked for a policy and procedure manual from the city of Scappoose. They told me I needed to put in the FOIA request. That's stuff that should be sitting online. Anybody should be able to access that kind of stuff. It's the policy and procedure. We do it. Why can't we just access it? Why do we gotta put in a FOIA request and beg? So I appreciate your guys' time.
We did so good.
Nice shirt, by the way.
I'm actually able to find the budget stuff online, you can send me an email, and just send it over to me.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Other comments?
Make the investigator.
Nick Helmick for the record, don't worry, it'll be nice and easy, hopefully it takes less to read it. So I wrote this piece to share with you my reasons for seeking seat on community council. More than anything else, it's an earnest desire to serve you, the people of St. Helens, and that's propelled me to enter the realm of local governance. Service above self, I'm running for city council or running because I believe in the power of public service to transform communities. For too long, our political discourse has been marred by polarization and a focus on personal and party interests. I want to bring the spotlight back to where it belongs. It's on, the people of St. Helens. And serving the best interests. My agenda is simple: to give a voice to the residents of St. Helens and to act as a bridge between them and the decisions that affect our everyday lives. Grounded in experience, my background in the financial industry, community service, running a nonprofit, and working as a mortgage counselor has given me a well-rounded perspective on the challenges we face as a community. I've seen firsthand the impact of lack of affordable housing and understand the urgent need for solutions to our city's budget crisis. My aim is to take this knowledge and apply it in a way that is constructive, transparent, and beneficial for everyone, and what best interest really means. When I speak of working in the best interest of St. Helens, I'm talking about creating a more diverse, inclusive, and sustainable future for all of us. I want to be part of the solution, whether that means enhancing our public transportation, revitalizing our local economy, or ensuring our schools offer quality education that prepares our children for the challenges of tomorrow. Path to transparency. Transparency and accountability are non-negotiable aspects of how I plan to operate. I believe that governance should be an open book, allowing each and every one of citizens of St. Helens to hold me and all elected officials accountable for our actions and decisions. I'm not just thinking about the issues that are in front of us today, but also those that will shape our future. Sustainability, technological advancement, and social equity are integral components of how I envision the future of St. Helens. We have an opportunity to set precedent for what a community-focused city can look like, and I want to be at the forefront of that endeavor. In closing, I'm not entering this for personal glory or political gain. My sole motivation is to serve the people of St. Helens to the best of my ability. I welcome any questions, concerns, and hopes for our community as I embark on this journey. Let's build a future that we can all be proud of. Thank you.
Ready for him. I'm for one, and even more thankful that Patrick is gone. He has constantly attacked your contractor. He does it all the time. And it's not correct that she has never said that she doesn't have to account for cash. She does account for cash. If you've watched her procedures, which I have, she does. And to make the assumption time and time again in front of the council that she doesn't is just wrong. And frankly, I think the council should say something about it because you know what those procedures are. And you know that she does in fact account for cash, she accounts for every dime she makes and every dime she does. I mean, she's been audited twice. And has not. Has not and has passed that mark. And so, what I'd like to do is I'd like to do an audit of the counselor who claimed that he was gonna donate all of his money. Where's that out of that? Did he actually donate that money or was that just lip service that he actually didn't do it? I never saw an accounting. He claimed that he was going to, but where did that accounting happen? And let's see that. So, I find that at this point in time, these attacks are unwarranted and unfounded and pretty repulsive coming from someone who used to be a former counselor.
Visitor comments? Online? Okay, resolution 1988, a resolution to amend the city of St. Helens personnel policy and procedures handbooks, resolution number 1913 as amended. Adding a policy on a new paid leave Oregon law.
I move we adopt resolution number 1988 as read.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve resolution 1988. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Sundin. Aye. Councilor Gunderson. Aye. I'm an aye as well. Resolution 1989, a resolution adopting a new city of St. Helens worksite wellness policy and superseding resolution number 1715.
We adopt resolution number 1989.
Second. Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve resolution 1989. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Sundin.
Aye.
Councilor Gunderson. Aye. I'm an aye as well. Resolution number 1990, a resolution amending the ASME employee compensation plan for fiscal year 2023-2024.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 1990.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve resolution 1990. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Sundin. Councilor Gunderson. Aye as well. Resolution 1991, a resolution of the city of St. Helens City Council authorizing application to the 2023 through 2025 Department of Land Conservation and Development Technical Assistance Grant.
Move we adopt resolution number 1991 as read.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve resolution 1991. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Council Sundin.
Aye.
Councilor Gunderson. Aye. And I'm an aye as well. Okay, we have public comment. We have an increase in drop box rates from our waste management. Or is it the county?
Waste management.
Waste management and it's increase they do to try to continue once a year to just try to keep up the costs. So it's not very significant, but open for public comment. Do we have any now? Seeing any? Okay, resolution 1992, a resolution establishing drop box rates and superseding resolution 1965.
And approve resolution number 1992. I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve resolution 1992. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Sunday. Aye. Councilor Gunderson. Aye. I'm an aye as well. Approve and authorize for signature, 6 contract with Howard S. Wright, construction manager, general contractor, GM. GC services for new public safety building. 7, agreement with Tiberius Solutions for urban renewal financial update. And 8, second amendment to agreement with Kittleson and Associates Inc. for First Street and St. Helens Street intersection improvement projects.
I'll make a motion to approve and authorize for signature line items 6, 7, and 8.
Second.
The motion's been made and seconded to approve and authorize the signature 6, 7, and 8. I would just like to make a couple comments is that we are moving forward to the safety facility. And the First Street intersection, there was a couple minor errors that were made. Was part of the holdup in what's going on over there, but this corrects it and we'll get stuff back on board after Halloween Town, and Halloween had nothing to do with it, so. Want to make that clear. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Sunday. Aye. Councilor Henderson. Aye. And I'm an aye as well. Okay, consent agenda for acceptance, Parks and Trails Commission minutes dated July 10th, 2023. We'll go with that one.
I move that we accept consent agenda items 9, Parks and Trails Commission minutes dated July 10th.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes for July 10th. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Sunday. Aye. Councilor Gunderson.
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Consent agenda for approval. Council minutes dated August 2nd, 2023. I am missing 11 because it wasn't ready. So 12, new library 1 services librarian job description. And then 13, new water quality operating 1, 2, and 3 job description, and 14 accounts payable bill list. So that would be 10, 12, 13, and 14.
Move we approve consent agenda items 10, 12, 13, and 14 as read.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded to approve consent agendas 10, 12, 13, and 14. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Sunday.
Aye.
Councilor Henderson.
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. We didn't have no work session items,
I
no,
don't think so.
okay. Council member reports, let's start with Council President Chilton.
All right, well, some people came in public comment and stole my thunder with the police shout outs, but I'm still gonna talk about it a little bit, because I was super proud of every day. It felt like there was like a really big release of something really big, the fentanyl thing, the rapes. I was just like, wow, I'm like scared that all these crimes are happening, but also really proud of the great work that is going on at St. Helens Police Department. And we just have some really amazing detectives and guys and girls out there on the road all the time, keeping us safe and taking care of our parks and our kids. And so I'm just super proud of them and all the hard work that they do. And we see it. And the residents of St. Helens are just love it. And it's so nice that we have it out there on social media for people to see. So kudos to Crystal and, you know, doing all the work that she does to get it out there and just let people know what's going on in the community. Super important. So thank you for that. I wanted to talk a little bit about the reservoir. Been getting lots of emails and I feel like we talk about the same thing constantly with the reservoir. And what was said in the work session with Muhammad and Sharon when they talked about everything, that is all that we know. I think it's funny when it said that there's a smoking gun. If there's a smoking gun, I sure don't know where it is. So if you find it, let me know. I'd love to see it. So all the information that we get, you guys know about. At least I'm speaking for myself, but if there's something out there that I don't know about with the reservoir, I'd love to hear about it. So that's just coming straight from my mouth. I'm looking forward to a new counselor joining us soon. We have a lot of great candidates and just people with super great involvement in the community. And I'm just really excited to hear from everybody. And it's weird that we get to make this decision. Usually it's the voters. So I hope we make a good decision, but I know that we have a lot of great candidates, so I'm excited to get that process going and have someone else up here. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I think Brandon and Mark are a little quiet, so. It'd be nice to get another, change the dynamic up a little bit and get someone else up here with different thoughts and ideas too, so. And then, something else that is, new and, just kind of coming out there is that, we lost a pillar of the community today, Diane Dillard. And, it was shared a little bit earlier, but I was waiting for family to release it and, make sure that everyone who needed to know already knew, so that it has become public knowledge, but Diane was like a mentor to me. She is a fabric of the community, and I think everybody's got a Diane Dillard story in the community. Everybody, anyone she's met, she really touched the lives of people, and she will be truly missed. She was a gateway woman in leadership of the community, and you know, she will be it's hard to do what she did in the community, and there's big shoes to fill. So I just want to say my heartfelt condolences to her family and her grandchildren, and she will be truly missed.
Thanks. All right, Councilor Sunday.
All right, our Parks Commission meeting is coming up next week. That's gonna be Monday, September 11th, so I don't have anything to report on that yet, but there is a work party at Nob Hill Nature Park this weekend. It's gonna be Saturday from 1 to 3, just some basic weeding and anywhere there's some blackberries, and so if you've got some tools, feel free to bring them along. They are asking that you pre-register, and you can do that with the Scappoose Bay Watershed Council, so love to see some volunteers out there. It's been mentioned already, but again, I just want to thank our police for all the great work that they do. Seen some high profile cases today, and those are just the things that we see. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes that we don't see and we don't hear about. Just thank them for all that they do for keeping us safe and being out there doing the things that a lot of us can't do. So thank them. And then again, just Diane, hard to imagine the community without her and her support, and any event, it seemed like she was there and lending her support, and just a big loss for our community, for the city, for the county. And again, my thoughts go out to her family as well. I think that's all I've got.
Councilor Anderson.
So I missed the last planning commission meeting because I was on vacation, so. The next one is next Tuesday. I'll be there for that one. We do have 2 candidates to fill the vacant position that we need to interview, so that should get taken care of. And then I'm also looking forward to doing the interviews next week of the people that are interested in sitting on the council. That's about it.
All right, thanks. I'll just start with, my condolences to the Dillard family and the Breslin family. We lost actually 2 powerful women that are very deeply involved in this community. They will be missed. Shocking just to hear back-to-back days of one and then the other. So, yeah. Amazed I've got 10 applications, for the city council position. That's a lot to, I don't know if you guys read, I did, and I'm probably gonna read again and again. The applications, and of course, we're gonna be doing that via Zoom, and that's the way we probably need to do it. I know it was expressed and like to be in person, but. I was happy to see there was some involvement, people wanting to get involved. That means that a city that's in motion and moving forward and doing a lot of things, people pay a lot of attention to. And I know that it's a we deal, and pretty proud of the progress we've made and continue to make in this city. From adopting an urban renewal in 2016 to already implementing, and again, so I just signed this huge contract here for the police station for the construction over that, and we had an ad hoc committee that did do the water bill feasibility study, and again, Diane Dillard was sitting on that. George Dunkel, there was a number of citizens that approved $7 to $9. We're at 10. Yeah, you can say we should put out for a vote, but it actually puts it on dwelling units, which are every rental in St. Helens. Gets charged $10, so every family gets a $10 charge because. Everybody uses our police equally, and my hat is definitely off to our police officers. I was very, very proud to hear that they had already had a warrant for the car. And if it wasn't, then it would have been a long process in order to search and seize what was in that car. So they were ready to go, and it just happenstance that Scappoose residents called on that car and again, to get a couple sex offenders off of the streets, huge. And some things were made about public comment earlier about the county and their financials, and I have still yet to get them. Ours are definitely ready, available. We won't hide that, you know. We're about 20, probably about $600,000 to $700,000 short of our 20% contingency. Which Aiken Blitz knows we have, by the way, he's worked for us, he has. So that's where he was thinking you could borrow money from us, but. We keep that money there, so we're not into a fire district war situation in the near future. So that's how we budget, and we don't budget dime. There was something else I was pressing and it escaped me because it just went out sideways, because I'm reading already that I already had comments from our earlier session from a reporter, so on all the stuff I said about Columbia River Fire District, so yeah, again, thanks for putting it out there. I'm glad that you're watching, you know, and hopefully people are reading your stories, so if that's the way to get it out. You know, because we don't hide, we don't do secret meetings, we don't do none of that. It's completely out in the open. You know, I'm just saying, one of my biggest nemesis out there has insinuated that we do that. When he was on a commission, he did that 100%, because I got multiple phone calls from him trying to push what behind the scenes, and we don't do that. I can honestly say we don't do that. We actually come up here and have adult conversations in public and make decisions.
And say too much sometimes.
So, you know, pretty good feeling to not to talk bunch of stuff and just keep moving the city forward. So where I was going with that, I guess, is that I'm very pleased with where we're at. You know, and I want to thank John Walsh too. I mean, he's the head of this. You know, he watches our budget. He continues to manage the day-to-day operations, and just want to give him kudos. He doesn't get near enough pay for what the job description is. If you want to see that financial part of it, do a wage feasibility study on what he makes and what people are hiring city managers at right now, you'd probably be shocked. So I just want to thank you, just because I think you need to hear that, because you are here 24/7 sometimes.
Feels like it sometimes.
Yep, sometimes, so.
I don't have the Walker report either, so.
Yes.
You don't have it?
No, the Walker report is not,
Still searching for the smoking gun.
yes.
That's a document our legal.
Advised us not to, because we went into litigation and there was a settlement agreement, and it's supposed to be, that's what you do. That's what you do. You know, yes, and it was just our engineers and attorneys and them and their attorneys. And that's what the judge settled on, and that's what it is, so. Yeah. I think that's all I have. Oh, back to school. Welcome back to school, kids. I know it's kind of sad to have summer over, but, oh, and we rescheduled 13 nights for next Thursday. And make sure you show up. Also, there's gonna be the tornado. The Wanna Credit Union is doing the tornado. If you have your little card, you can do that tornado, so it'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully the weather will be okay.
Raising money for Dolly Parton.
Yes, raise
Such cast all season.
yes, so, that's all I got.
Oh,
Yes?
Was there gonna be a discussion about the joint meeting? Canceling the joint meeting?
That's right, planning commission.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna cancel it?
Yeah, the planning commission was in favor of canceling it.
To December, right?
I can't remember.
Two are absent and a couple were gonna be missing, I think.
Oh,
So Mark couldn't relay that to us because he wasn't there.
Yeah. geez, Mark.
And also,
One job.
I'm definitely okay with that. I mean,
Well, we want them to fully be there and it's for them, so, They-
all of us.
well, you know what I mean, though, if they don't feel like they,
Might be an opportunity to have more members on both commissions too. Counselor.
Yes, that's a good idea. Yes, reschedule.
in December.
All right. We got that taken care of. Continue, y'all. Thank you for attending. I appreciate that you're all here tonight. Sometimes we only have one or two people, so sometimes we have no people. Seriously, so. That word.